This is a video follow-up to my post about Grandmaster Daniel Naroditsky that I made a couple of days ago here on this YouTube channel, and so many of you were relating to the feeling of sadness and pain that I showed in that video, as raw as it was and as hard as it is to watch it. I cannot watch my own video, and it was really hard to publish it, but it just what felt right in that moment, and I want to continue this thought now in a more calm, still very sorrow, but hopefully also hopeful way, that we are mourning together as a community the loss of one of the brightest, kindest, purest souls in chess. And it's a feeling that I think a lot of us are still processing. I cannot imagine how hard it is for his family and his closest friends. That is a pain that is undescribable. If this is how painful it is to us who knew him, who were colleagues with him, or those of you who were watching his videos and streams and you're crying and not understanding why you cry about losing someone you have never met, I so feel you. I so understand you. And your pain and sorrow and sadness and mourning someone that you had never met, it's so valid, it's so understandable, and it just goes to show how much value Daniel has provided to the chess world through his speedruns, through his commentary, through his educational streams, through his funny impressions. He was so good at impressions. He has provided value in so many ways, and that's what touched so many of you, so many of us in the chess world, and that's the whole that we are experiencing. That's the loss of all of that is now still lingering and will be with us, this pain and sadness that we are carrying, and it's a necessary process. I'm trying to record this video for those of you who are feeling like that, who are feeling this sadness and anger too, the frustration of the injustice, of reflecting on what Daniel had gone through and how we couldn't do anything or didn't do anything. I feel guilty too. I haven't even been around much in the chess world in the last few years, and I still am thinking, like, how could I not see this? How could we not see this? How could we not do something? There's already over 47,000 signatures on the petition to remove Vladimir Kramnik's titles as a consequence to what he had put Daniel through, to what he had been doing to his mental health. And I wish we had done these things before. I wish we had come together before. I feel all this and the guilt, and I feel like we had the power maybe, or we didn't, but we could have tried. But all of these things in hindsight are a lot clearer and a lot easier to see. And even if there will be consequences to Kramnik, and I sure hope there will be, it's not about revenge, it's about making sure that actions like that, baseless accusations and pursuing someone to that extent and going after their well-being, their mental health, destroying their lives, that has to have consequences in any society, in any workplace, school, country. It needs to have consequences. It needs to have consequences so that we make sure it doesn't happen to other people. It should not have happened to Daniel. And all of this, I think, is bringing the chess community together. We are together in the grief, and we are together in this battle for justice. I also feel guilty in a sense that I wasn't feeling that bad or that sad at the start, as if my brain wasn't believing it. It couldn't believe it. We were all together at the chess.com meetup when the news hit, and I was there for my friends, for Alexandra, for Anna, for Andrea. Danny was there, Levi was there, and in a way it felt wrong to be celebrating. It was the 20th anniversary of chess.com, and at the same time it was something much needed, that we were all together and we could give each other hugs and cry together and talk about Danya. And I was the strong one at the time. I feel like all throughout those initial days, I was the one that people could count on, that I would be the one whose shoulder you can cry on, and I was there for my friends, and I showed up to all the meet and greets, I did all the recordings, I was cheering up people, and I was in good spirits. And I thought to myself, how strong I am. I'm here to make people feel better, even though as the news came in and as we are like trying to process things. But I don't think I was the strong one. I think I just could not believe it, as if it was a nightmare that we would wake up from. I can't even express it. And now I feel like, how could I be happy when the first days were like, some of my friends were like already like crying and so sad, and they understood. And for me, I don't think my brain could even grasp the reality, that it happened, that it's not just a bad dream, that he's not going to be there the next day. And we were all together in that. And once the event ended, and once there was no longer a busy schedule, and once all my friends were gone, it hit me so hard. Once my brain had nothing to be distracted with or busy with or work to think of, once there was nothing else but the reality hitting me, I would not leave my hotel room. The day I recorded the video I posted, I was in my room the whole day. I was crying. I was just thinking of what happened, the torment that Danya had gone through, the pain that he had carried. I was thinking of everything that I had learned during those days, because I wasn't even that tuned in with what was going on. And I learned so much from my friends and from reading about it. And it hit me so hard from out of the blue. I wasn't even planning on recording a video or doing anything, but by the time when reality hit, and when I finally started processing what happened, I realized that I cannot stay silent. I realized that, as painful as it is, and as much as I didn't understand like what I'm gonna even say in the video, I couldn't think or elaborate on any actual like thoughts. I felt that I had to, like, my moral compass was saying that I cannot just not do anything. I had to do something. And at the same time, I was just in my hotel room crying in a 5-star resort where you look out the window and everyone is having a good time in the pool and having drinks and eating fancy food and just partying and enjoying life. And I could not do anything that would mean happy, cheerful moments anymore. I could not. I would not respond to my friends. I would not meet up with anyone that were still there at the hotel in Mexico. And people started to be so worried for me because I wouldn't go to eat. I wouldn't go and see anyone. I wouldn't leave the room. And it took me an entire day of being locked up in my room to decide to go out and have food, to have lunch at least with Papa Botas, the dad of Alexandra and Andra, and Miriam, one of the organizers. And they were just making sure that I was okay. And this is not about me. I think it just goes to show the extent to which Danya's death had impacted us. So many of us, even those of us, including myself, who thought, no, I'm strong, this is fine, everything is fine, and then I can't leave my room and I don't eat or drink or look after myself, and I can't even, I can't go and see people. And Papa Botas told me that I should never do this again, that I should never stay on my own when I'm this sad. And he's so right. And I want to forward his wisdom. I hope that's okay, Papa Botas, that I am saying it now in the video too. But you told me that I should never be alone, that there's other people. He was there, the organizer, Miriam was there, other people were still there from the chess.com team, and you shouldn't stay alone in the sadness, you shouldn't stay alone in the pain. look for your friends, your family, look for your colleagues, look for people, whether in person or online. I think the comments on my YouTube video helped me so much personally. So if it helped you, please know that you also helped me a lot. And it helped me so much that there were people in person that just wanted to make sure I leave my room to have lunch at least, and that I'm not alone in the pain. And please don't be alone, whether it's in person or online. But I want to make this video too so that you know that it's something that we are carrying, and don't carry it alone. Don't carry the pain, the sadness, the sorrow alone. We are sharing it here, and you're very much welcome and encouraged to share it in the comments if you would like, because it's something so hard, and it's gonna only be harder if you don't express it one way or the other, and if you don't allow others to see what you're going through. So it's something I learned, and it's something I want to do now through this video, that I encourage people to share it in the comments and to listen to this, so that you know that I feel you. I know what you're going through, and I understand it. I so see you. And it's okay how you feel. There's nothing to be ashamed of. It's nothing that you should hide. It doesn't matter if others don't understand it, because here in this chess community, the ones that are going through the same pain, we get it. And in a way, I think it helps make the pain lighter. It helps carry it together. It helps share it, and it helps try to use it for something good, for something meaningful, to try to seek justice, and to try to make sure that things like this can never ever happen again. That was a big lesson to me. That truly was. I want to share one of my first memories of Dania, and I want to provide in that sense to his legacy, because not only he was an incredible commentator, extremely strong player and grandmaster, one of the strongest blitz players in the world, but he was just so humble and so caring and so supportive. The first time I did commentary with Dania, the moment we went on a video call, this is like before the show goes live, there's always a preparation stage. You're on a video call with your co-host, and the first words he said and the way he talked to me made me feel like I belong in the same league, in the same team as he is, even though I'm not on the same chess level. I'm not as eloquent as he is. Like he was so bright, he was so eloquent, he was so well spoken, so much knowledge, so much wisdom, incredible skills. I felt none of that. He wanted to make me feel like we are the same. We are a team. No matter that my title is lower, no matter that I'm not a native speaker, no matter that a lot of grandmasters made me feel like a second-hand citizen because I'm a girl. No, none of that. None of that was the case with him. It was the contrary. He wanted to make me feel included and to feel that we are equal, that we are on the same terms, and we are in this together. And he was like that with everybody. He always made you feel like you're important and valued and appreciated. And that's what he deserved in return too. And I'm happy to see on the one hand how his fans and the chess community, us, are bringing that now and before too, during his life, to the comments, to the way we talk about him, to the stories about him, because that's how he was, and that's how he should be remembered. And the people that were trying to destroy his life or were destroying his life, the people that did all that damage to his reputation, they should be punished and have consequences for what they did to him. Sometimes it is the purest, kindest souls that suffer the most, because that's how Dania was. he would be the most honest, genuine person. And to someone like him, whose core values are that, to have that taken from him, to have that undermined by someone that could only see what they wanted. Vladimir Kremlin just getting obsessed with these cheating allegations, and no matter how much Danya tried to prove himself, no matter that he would go on live television in Russia, no matter that he would play with like 5 cameras, no matter how many measures he took to try to prove himself right, how do you prove you're innocent when it means you did nothing? That is like such a frustrating thing about these allegations, that you cannot prove you didn't do something. All you can do is continue playing really good chess, but that was under so much pressure, so much scrutiny, and these continuous attacks and poking him and making him lose joy in what was to him his happy place. Chess was his happy place, and he did not deserve to not feel welcomed and valued in the place that was the most precious to him. He did not deserve any of that. This video is a lot of rambling and a lot of me just like sharing and venting, but I feel like what's truly beautiful in the tragedy, in the sadness, in the sorrow, that it is bringing us together as a community in the pain and helping us process the pain together, helping us remember Daniel for who he was, helping us process this loss together, as painful as it is, and helping us come together and try to do something good, try to make meaning out of the meaninglessness, how this should not have happened, how we need to find a way to continue forward in a positive way, and there has to be change, big time. There should have been change ages ago, and it cannot stay like this. I feel like I'm putting myself out there, just these like, I haven't had shower in 3 days, and I was going to make very different videos, very light-hearted. This is a hotel resort, this is how I failed my driving exam, this is all of that feels so meaningless, all the things that I was doing before, and the one purpose I find in making content nowadays is to try to help other people process their emotions, and in a selfish way this also helps me to deal with the pain, because it shares the weight of what happened, and it helps us join forces together and hopefully do something good, do something right, do something better, bring an actual change to the chess community, because it's badly needed and mental health needs to be taken seriously. It should have been taken seriously ages ago. I'm not a religious person, but the other day when I recorded that really painful video, and I was crying the whole day before, and then I was crying after, and before I went to bed I looked up the sky, and as crazy as it sounds, I was looking up at the sky and I was talking to Danya. I felt like I could see him, and the stars. Call me crazy for it, I don't care, but I think we are all dealing with the pain and the grief in different ways, and I felt like I could talk to him, and I hope that one way or the other he can feel or see how much we are coming together for him, to honor his memory and to bring justice to what should have been done ages ago, to what should have been the way all along. That things like this cannot happen and shouldn't happen to anyone, and no one should be put through this suffering. No one, ever. And I've been so out of the chess world. I was doing my own thing and working with my boyfriend on his gaming channel, and I really enjoy all that, and I've been doing my own mental health vlogs and lifestyle things, and now I'm like, I want to come back to the chess community one way or the other, doing more commentary maybe, and showing up more, because no one can fill his shoes, and no one can fill the hole that the loss of Dania created. But I think all of us that are in the chess world are trying to contribute with some value and bring something positive to counter the dark, to counter the loss, to counter the tragedy. And I feel that that's now my new purpose, that I don't just want to continue doing my vlogs and lifestyle stuff, which I guess at some point I will, but it just doesn't feel right now. Maybe down the line, maybe at some point things will feel more normal, but I also want to give value in the community where I grew up and where Dania grew up and where Dania gave so much of his life and knowledge and wisdom and incredible impressions. And I want to do my part. We all want to. All my creator friends, everyone who is in the chess community wants to do something good, I feel like. And my part in it, I think, is that I will want to do more commentary. And I'm no Grandmaster Daniel Naroditsky, but I wish we were all more like Dania. As Anna said, we should all be a bit more like Grandmaster Daniel Naroditsky. I so agree with Anna Kremling, and I so agree with what Levi said, what Alexandra said, what Andrea said, all of my friends and all the people that knew him so closely. And we all want to do our part to make sure that there's going to be positive in the tragedy, as hard as it is, that we find a way to bring justice and move forward in a more positive and fair and just way. Thank you for sharing with me in the comments of my previous video or in this video how you feel and what Daniel has meant to you. It is so meaningful. It is so valuable, and I'm the one that's crying on camera, but you can too be crying at home and write about it in the comments, and it's okay. It's a loss that sucks, it hurts, it breaks our hearts, and it's because Daniel meant so much. He meant so much to many of us, so many of us, and it's okay. And I think needed that we express it. It's okay when we go through this pain, because it shows what value he brought to our community. It shows how much he meant, and he shows how the pain that he had gone through should not happen to anyone ever again. Please share anything you would like to share about how you're feeling and your thoughts on Dania's teaching, streams, speedruns, impressions, commentary, anything you would like. Please share it in the comments, and please consider signing the petition too if you haven't done so already. It's one of the many steps that I think we can and should take as a community, and I hope there will be more very soon. A charity or any other ways in which we can find a better path forward for Dania and for the community to be a better, more caring place where everyone is looked after and everyone is respected and heard and understood, and where bullies are not tolerated, and where titles, including world titles, don't give you God level. If anything, I feel like people who have high titles in chess should be held to higher accountability, because they are the role models that a lot of us follow. They should be the ones that show the right way of behaving, the right way of respecting and treating others. They need to be held, if anything, to higher accountability, in my opinion, myself included, because I'm a title player too, and we should be held, I believe, to higher accountability, not less. And I'm calling for justice, as many of us have done so, that this, as a first step, needs to be done about Vladimir Kremnik. And I wish there was also a criminal lawsuit against him, because I cannot think of a workplace, a school, or a country that accepts this kind of behavior, that accepts harassment and bullying, when it's so public, so documented, and it should not have come to this. I'm gonna try to take a deep breath before my frustration and anger continues. But please continue with your thoughts in the comment section. Whether it's the pain, whether it's the anger, whether it's shared memories. In any way you want to contribute and continue talking about the memory of Dania and what we can do as a community to come together in the grief and to come together in the search for justice. Thank you so much for listening to this video, and see you soon. Probably live on stream in commentary. I will be back very soon. Trying to do what Dania enjoyed the most and where I met him as a co-host. See you there at some of the live future broadcasts, and see you in the comment sections. I'm reading hundreds and hundreds of comments, and I so appreciate all of you. Please remember that your feelings are valid, and it's not ridiculous, it's not shameful to feel this sadness and pain for the loss of someone as great, brilliant, genuine, kind that Dania was. We should all be a bit more like Daniel Naroditsky, as Anna said. It's so true.